As Rome and Persia confronted one another, they each sought strategic advantage over the other. And in this effort, the Caucasus region was a constant sphere of activity. They each wanted to control it, since the Caucasus provided a security layer against the other empire, and it also provided security against steppe peoples, that is, nomads from Central Asia who could move into these empires through the Caucasus. Now, the Caucasus region has many diverse peoples, but for this video, I'll focus on only one group, and that is the Armenians. And the Armenians have a distinct language and culture and an ancient history in this wider region, and they were influenced both by Iran and Rome. For example, the ruling dynasty among the Armenians is the Arsacid dynasty, which is related to the ruling family of Persia during the Parthian dynasty. So the Arsacids ruled from the 1st to the 5th century, and this is an example of Iranian influence at work in the Caucasus and among the Armenians. And for influence from the West, we have Armenia's conversion to Christianity, and this is attributed to King Tirdat. And Tirdat became king in the late 3rd century with the support of the Roman Emperor Diocletian. And there are always factions at work among the Armenian nobles who could turn to Persia or Rome for support. Now, who led Tirdat to Christianity was Gregory the Illuminator. He's the great missionary among the Armenians, and Gregory himself was a convert from Zoroastrianism to Christianity, and he was subjected to persecution under King Tirdat until his eventual conversion of the king. And that happened around the year 300. And in 302, Gregory was ordained bishop, and in 303, he founded the Cathedral of Etchmiadzin. So this is a cathedral near Mount Ararat, which is very close to the border between Turkey and Armenia today. And this is the seat of the patriarch of Armenian Christianity. This is the highest ecclesiastical official among the Armenians. It's called the Catholicos, and this is where he was located then, and this is where he is located now, the Catholicos of the Armenian Christian Church. Now, Etchmiadzin means only begotten descended. That is, Gregory had a vision of Jesus descending here in the land among the Armenians. This is sacred ground. So once again, we have a case of a king who converts to a religion, and that religion can also be used to help consolidate the king's power. So in this case, the closing of pagan temples and the confiscated of their property could help centralize power. With one bishop working with the king, you see religious and political authority enhanced. And the king is the deputy of God. That is, the king is the anointed one ruling here on earth, where before he was challenged by various nobles looking to Rome or Persia. This provided a potentially more solid justification for power. Now, we have Christianity, but there was, as of this time, no alphabet. There was no Armenian script. There was no indigenous way of writing the language. So there was a language, but there was no uniquely Armenian way of writing it. You would have to use Greek script or some other script in order to convey this language. But with the conversions of Christianity to translate religious text into Armenian, this stimulated the need to create a uniquely Armenian script for the Armenian language. In the 5th century, we have a monk named Mesrop Mashtat, who is credited with creating the Armenian script, and with this script then we can translate the biblical and liturgical texts into Armenian, and this script then could also be used to write history and poetry in the Armenian script, in the Armenian language, and all of this begins with the conversion of the Armenians to Christianity. And we can also see how a distinctly Armenian architecture emerged. Just as we can see in a distinctly Armenian literature, there is this distinct, unmistakable Armenian architecture. And you can see whether it's here in the ancient homeland or here in New York City and San Francisco, you recognize that Armenian architecture. Now, the Persians, of course, were not happy with this transition, with this shift of the Armenian kingdom toward Roman Empire, and there is a response. And the Persians sought to stamp out Christianity and assert Persian control, and with it, Zoroastrianism in this region, to align it more closely with Persian interest. And this culminated in a great war, a great Persian invasion of this region, and a battle in 451. This is the Battle of Avarar, where the Armenians, led by Vardan Mamikonian, this great hero who was defending Armenian culture, defending Armenian Christianity, was killed. The Armenians actually lose the battle, but they win the war in a sense because the Persians give up the effort to try to convert the Armenians because they couldn't. So Christianity becomes particularly important then to this Armenian identity that is forged here in these first few centuries.